Hello and welcome to a Season 2 transfer special. We've got the Europa League on a very poor £2.4 million budget. A lot to do today. Let's get into it. So this is what we're going to be building our team around. This is a tactic that pretty much got us into the Europa League spaces in the Serie A. I've been impressed with how it's played. It's played quite nicely for me. Obviously, we do have the more attacking 4-3-3 and then the little bit more reserved 4-3-1-2. And our team is going to be, this is what we've got so far. There's 25 people in the squad. A lot are potentially going to move out as well, like Nicola Lili. You know what? You're 31 years old. You can go into the under-20s. David De Gea and José Martinez are our goalkeepers to start so far. I mean, Martinez is 26 years of age. I would be quite happy selling him on to get the money in. Like I said, with our finances, 2.5 million is not a lot of money at all. Our overall balance is 1.1 million, which is also pretty poor. Centre-backs, we seem to be in a pretty good position for centre-backs. We've got Matteo Lovato, had a great season for us, just gone. Ratings probably wasn't the greatest, but I was very impressed with how he's come in. With Andrea Papetti as well. There's Radu Dragusin, another solid centre-back option. He's only 22 years of age. And a player on loan, Paolo Gozzi. I feel like he can come in and be a good squad player for us as well. Currently out on loan for Red Star. He's had a good season, 7.01 rating, 30 appearances, 2 goals and 3 assists. In the right back position, well, I should say Alan Muturo. He's currently on loan at Standard Liège. He's 19 years old. He's valued at 8.6 to 11.5 million. Now, unfortunately, here's another one that potentially could be cashed in on just to build around the team. I hope not, but we'll have to see later on in the transfer window as well. Johan Felipe Vazquez, to be honest, potentially going to sell him on. Frisnone would like to pick him up. He's on 10,000 a week. He's got 2 years left of his transfer, of his contract, I should say. If we can get close to 2 million, I'll be happy to let Vazquez go. Aaron is our other left back. Again, he didn't have a fantastic season for us last season, 6.83. He's valued at 4.6 to 7.2 million. But he's actually alright, 16 free kick taking. Yeah, we'll see how we get on with Aaron in the team. At right back, we have Stefano Sabelli. He's just a backup. Him and Hefty are going to be our main right backs for the time being until someone comes in to displace them. Marco Canna, I don't think he played at all this season. He played 4 games, 7.2 rating. I normally bring him in as a half-back to kind of shore up the defence going forward, although 10 jumping reach probably isn't the greatest. Valued at $500,000 to 3.3 million, Marco Canna. If he wants to leave, I'll be quite happy to cash in on him. Lennart Sizebora. Yeah, we'll go with Lennart Sizebora. He's a potential left back as well. Him and Aaron, if we do move on Vazquez. He's been out on loan this season at Pek as well. 6.95 rating, over 32 appearances in the Eredivisie. Should be fine. And then into the midfield, there's definitely a position that we do want to improve upon. We've got Morten Frendrup. He has just signed a 5-year deal. He's valued at 2 to 8.6 million. Kevin Strootman, he's getting on a little bit now. Into the end of the season, he's going to be 35, or should say end of next season, he'll be 35. Filippo Meligoni, he was on loan at AC Reggiana in the Serie B. He's played 32 games. He doesn't actually look too bad. He doesn't look the worst player in the world. Yeah, consistent performer at the very least. But a backup player, potentially move him on for a fee as well. He's valued at 1.1 to 1.8 million. Not a lot on the wages, but he can leave the club if he so requires. Eric Sanchez, another player, he's valued at 1.3 to 5.8 million. He actually played alright last season, 14 games, 1 player of the match, 3 assists, 2 goals, 7.01 rating. Again, 3 to 4 million, I'll be happy to move Eric Sanchez on. One player I am actively looking to move on is Eden Hazard. He's currently got a transfer value of 13 million. He's out of contract at the end of the season, 30,000 a week as well. It's not a cheap sum of money to pay for him, unless he's just required a little bit of time to get used to the squad, but I'll be hopefully looking to get about 5 million for Hazard. I'll be happy with that going forward. Baldanzi, Bungard. I think Bungard could potentially do with a loan out this season. He's only 19 years of age. 2-star current ability, potential 3 to 4-star. Maybe Bungard does just need a loan out. 1.6 million, probably a fair bit of money spent unnecessarily so now. But Atlanta are after him, Torino and Sassuolo. Maybe a player exchange can be done for any of those players if we are kind of interested in anyone there. Calvin Yeboah, he's going to be coming back in off loan. He looks like a good player. He's at Montpellier and the current season in Ligue 1. 31 appearances. He's got 9 goals in Ligue 1. 6.6 ratings, pretty crap, if we're being honest. But he could potentially play up front. 2 years left on his deal. His value may increase because we are going to be in the Europa League. One to watch this space for Kelvin Yeboah. Sidney van Hooijdonk, again, decent season, 4 goals, 3 assists in 21 games. Only 4 starts in that time, however. He's on 17,000 a week, which is a fair amount of money. Potential to move on? Not too sure yet. His set pieces are quite nice. Matteo Retegui, he's one that he's getting a lot of interest. Fiorentina, Inter, Lazio and Real Madrid. I don't really want to get rid of him, mainly because I've got a shirt coming with his name on. Yeah. And Ivan Azan, we brought him in, was it 1.1 million? It was 1.1 million for Azan. He had a bad injury last season. He was just coming back into it. He only got 1 goal in 12 games, which isn't great, but just getting him used to the season and to the league as we are. So now the players that we're going to have to be looking for, to be fair, 2.4 million is nothing. I may have to throw everything into our wage budget and focus on free transfers coming in. There are some certain players that are looking around that look quite interesting. So Nadim Amiri from Bayer Leverkusen, 49,000 a week, however, is a lot of money. How much would you like? See, 17,000. I'll be very happy getting you in for 17,000. He's out of contract at the end of the season. I think he could be a good squad player for us. Wouldn't be the ball-winning midfielder. He's potentially going to be a centre attacking midfielder or centre mid on attack, which he can't seem to play. He can play as a support. So kind of the Eric Sanchez role doesn't look that great actually now looking at that. Potentially the ball-winning midfielder, which I believe Frendrup does play for us. We'll get a scout report on Nadim Amiri. I mean, Stefano Sensi, I mean, he's 28 years old, but he's on 60,000 a week. It would be nice to have an Italian contingent in this squad, but even 25 to 35,000, at least it's realistic that they know they have to drop their wage to join, but it's just not something I want to look into just yet. But this is a player, Ranier, he's 22 years old. I think Real Madrid only want like 100,000 for him. He's on 2,500 a week. Scout report on him apparently would be an excellent signing for the future. A leading Serie A player for 100,000 and a centre midfielder position that we are looking to update. I'll be quite happy with Ranier coming in. Let's see how much Real Madrid do want for him. However, he would be a non-EU player for next season. Not too sure about that. How much do you want, Real Madrid? I mean, sure. Will you accept that? No. You know what? It's a ridiculous amount of money. What am I doing? Why am I haggling over a couple of thousand? You know, we give them 40,000 up front. They should accept that. You know what? 45,500 for Ranier. That seems very cheap. Could be a good signing to come in furthermore. And there's just a lot of players coming in from the relegated teams as well. So Lorenzo Matipo, he played 38 games for Hellas Verona last season. 3-star potential, well, 3-star current ability, 3-star potential. Potentially like 35,000. If we can move on, José Martinez. I mean, he's not too much of a difference there. Martinez is actually a worse goalkeeper than Lorenzo Matipo. So Martinez, I think we'll look to move you out if we can get Matipo in. Would be a quality signing apparently. We've got a scout report on him again. Wages wise, what would you like? 13,000. Look at that. 45 to 475,000. Very happy if we can get Lorenzo Matipo in. And just having a look about who else we have got here. Where are we? Where's Matipo gone? You know what? Let's just go to the competitions where we have finished 6th from last season. But looking at Hellas Verona, some of their players, we sort by value. I mean, Filippo Terracciano, a right back position, 2.6 million. That must be a release clause. Active relegation release clause, 2.6 million. I think he'd be a very good right back coming in. We can make some moves. He's 21 years of age, Italian. As I mentioned, I want to bring in a lot of Italian players into this team. Diego Capolo, 2.5 to 4-star potential. I mean, he hasn't got a relegation release clause, unfortunately, but we've got a scout report on Diego Capolo to come in, valued at 1 to 7.4 million. This is going to be the type of players that we are going to have to look for, unfortunately. You know, Michael Follow-Runshow. I mean, on a free transfer, as a backup, there's not a lot wrong with him if we're looking at it. What would he like a week, though? 8,000 to 11,000. You know, there seems to be some good bargains that we can pick up in this division. I mean, Mantipo is already there as well. Isaac Hine, we were looking at him for last season. 6'3", 17 jumping reach, 17 strength, 14 heading, 13 marking's not great, 15 determination, 15 bravery. How much to bring him in? We've got a scout report looking at him, but again, a backup centre back. Be very happy with Isaac Hine to come in. But these are going to be the type of signings that we are going to have to bring in, unfortunately. There are a couple of players that are leaving us. I'll just show you from the first team now who we are going to be getting rid of. Now, we are losing a fair few of our team, especially the loans. Obviously, Berkan Kutlu, he's going. Ruzan Malinowski, I keep laughing, I shouldn't laugh. He's still out for 8 months. I feel really bad that his career has just been completely obliterated by joining us. Morten Thorsby, he's leaving as well. Players like Davide Barashi, he's been on loan last season, or this season I should say. That's 21,000 of wages coming off the wage budget, which is fantastic. Junior Messias, now he did alright for us. However, he's out of contract at the end of this season. 3.5-star player, but he's 33 years of age and he wants way too much money. I don't even think he wants to talk to me. Doesn't want to talk to me. That's fine. You know what? You're lucky to have joined us, mate. Absolutely lucky to have joined us. Looking as well, Haps is leaving, our left back. Milan Bedelj, he's on 43,000 a week. We did offer him a new contract. I mean, I don't want to trigger the contract. I only want to pay 10,000 at the very most for this guy. You know, we'll say 12 on a 1-year deal, but he isn't interested in it. To be fair, he's on 43,000 a week. Why would you be interested in joining us for reduced terms? But it's just what we need to do moving forward. Matteo Biani, he's leaving as well. That's 15,000 a week on the wages. And Alejandro Gomez, you know, he came in on a 6-month deal. He knew what he was getting up to. He's on 11,000 a week, and he's going to be leaving us as well. As I said, we've got to get in some good transfers in this. We've got Europe to look forward to as well. I'll be back sporadically when deals do happen. Now, we have just seen Nahitan Nandez on a free transfer. 11,000 a week he's looking for, speaking to his agent. He's currently on 40,000. mean, 2.5-star player. We're going to get a scout report on him, but he'll be a fantastic signing to replace Badelj going forward. Now, this transfer is going to seem a little ridiculous, 45,000 for Ranier. Apparently, he only wants 2.2 to 3,000 a week. As a squad player, happy for you to do that. Always get rid of any kind of promises with the roles as well. I mean, I'm not even going to fight this. You know what? Just keep him on a 5-year deal. We'll give you an extra 300. Such a weird transfer that's going to be. Although, non-EU player from abroad per season, currently 1. I hope that this can kind of tick over into when the new season starts and it doesn't kind of stop us straight away. But, I mean, 45,000 for Ranier, even if he gets his free... It's just a ridiculous transfer. Hopefully one we can sign as soon as we can. I mean, he played 34 games in the Serie A. Yeah, 6.54 was terrible, but Frosinone was terrible as well. 4 assists and 1 goal in that time as well. I mean, if we can compare him to Frendrup, who had a fantastic season with us. Where's Frendrup? I mean, different players. Frendrup's more defensive, but if Ranier can sit next to him and be more kind of technical with more vision, I reckon they could work well together, and 45,000 is a bit of a no-brainer for Ranier. And as I mentioned, Ranier is going to sign for 45,000. The transfer window opens in a week. It says, since there's no available non-EU slots to accommodate Ranier, he'll be unable to be registered in the squad until next season unless a slot is made available in the meantime. It's just a no-brainer. Welcome to the club, Ranier. 45,000. It's nothing, is it? Now, I mentioned Nadiem Amiri. We have put a transfer offer in for him. Well, we put a contract offer in for him, I should say. 49,000 a week is no, 19,000 a week, end of contract, happy to be a squad player. 215,000 is going to come out of our budget, but if we look at the players that we are losing, and we are looking at Nahitan, Nandez also, I mean, it's pretty much the same player as Nandez. Nandez is a little bit more defensively minded, which we're happy with that. There's an offer in for 10,000 a week in for Nahitan, Nandez, but Nadiem Amiri should be a good player. If you look at Badelj, who he is going to pretty much be replacing, yes, Badelj is a little bit more aerial. Mentally, because he's like 8 years older than him, and a little bit more defensive as well, but Nahitan, Nandez is going to replace Badelj along with Amiri. I mean, the 43,000 weekly wages has been covered by both of them coming in. Very happy with Nadiem Amiri coming in. Him and Ranier, a couple of good centre midfield options coming in. And speaking of Nahitan Nandez, there he is, 11,500. I did lie. 100,000 coming out of our transfer budget. Yeah, I think we've made perfect moves to replace the outgoing midfielders that we are going to lose. The transfer window has opened. A couple of bids that we have had accepted for some kind of backup players that we got here. Philip Jagiello, yeah, he's on 7.75 thousand a week, 26 years old. He's not going to get anywhere near our squad, so 76,000 accepted just to get the wage bill off. Now, Johan Felipe Vasquez, I did say potential to look to get rid of him. 2.5 million has come in from Frosinone. CF Pachuca, sorry, not you. Olympiacos, sorry, not you. Now, do we even try and up the bid here? I'm not sure. So it is 2.5 million up front. I mean, is it any worth trying to get any more money? Do we say we want 3 million now? No, it's not worth doing that. However, can we offer him back out again? Maybe for 3 million. If they're willing to pay it, then hopefully they can bring another offering for us. And we have had our players join us as well. Where are we? It literally shown our players coming in. Where have they gone? Oh no, I think we've lost our players. Where are they? No. Yes. Right, Ranier has come in, 2.5 star. It doesn't matter. He's a B- signing, 45,000. He's on 3,000 a week. value between 0 to 95,000. Yeah, that will rise. Nahitan Nandez, C+, it's not great, but 11,000 coming in for him. 600 to 950,000. To be honest, he's going to be a good squad rotation player. Didn't even realise he potentially could play at right back for us as well. Maybe it's time for Sabelli to leave us. And then Nadiem Amiri has come in a little bit better value, 1.3 million to 2.9 million, 3.5 star player. Very happy for him coming in. Where are they saying that he sits? Number 3 in our midfield centre, which is good. Apparently Balzani or Baldanzi, he's now a 4-star player. Love that Baldanzi. But even he can play as a centre midfielder. And to be honest, as Mazzala, he looks very tasty. Food for thought. Now, a couple of clicks into the future. And Fresnone, they've offered 3 million now. We are going to accept that. There is 20% of future sales on these, but we'll give them the ultimatum. Now, Vazquez, he wanted to know why we didn't accept the offer for Pachuca. Not good. I hope he will actually accept to go to Fresnone. The offer wasn't accept up 8.5 million. They think he is. Bloody Nora. Okay, maybe 3 million for Vazquez. Yeah, maybe it's not the right thing to do. But anyway, bringing in for a vice captain. I mean, David De Gea is there, but 9 leadership, and I don't really like a goalkeeper being anywhere near the leadership qualities that we have here. I mean, Frendrup, he's 23 years old. He's someone to build the future around. Nahitan Nandez, also. Even Retegui. But you know what? Nahitan Nandez, 16 teamwork, 13 leadership. He's only going to be our vice captain, so welcome Nahitan Nandez. You got a major role in this team. Now, looking through some of the players that are looking to leave us at the end of their contracts, at the end of the season, Mattia Aremu, I think he was on loan last season. He's on 11,000 a week. I mean, Cagliari have offered 300,000, obviously looking to replace Nahitan Nandez. 400,000, we will take that. A couple of other players have been offered out as well. But slowly there are moves being made. I do think a striker is required, but you know, we may need to move some players on as well. It's just quite interesting knowing who the right people to bring is. Retegui hasn't had any offers in just yet for him. Marco Pajac? No idea. We've offered him out as well. He's 31, out of contract at the end of the season. He's on 9,000 a week. Yeah, that's fine. Looking at our finances, 2.1 million in the transfer budget, a wage budget of 560,000. I mean, we can move it up to 5 million if we want to, but I think the free market free market area is what we need to look at going forward. But for now, yeah, let's get some more transfers in. Now, a transfer I'm really hopeful of here is Salvatore Esposito. He's got his own song from another series that I did. He looks like an absolutely fantastic centre midfielder and defensive midfielder as well. Italian, 23 years age, coming into his prime. We've got a £1.7 million bid accepted with Holman McCormack going in the opposite direction. I think we got this guy on a free, didn't we? Got him in on a free, put him out on loan to Belgium. Now, I'm not sure if anything's actually going to come from his ability. I don't think there is. Esposito wants 18 to 25,000 a week. We've also got a £1.3 million bid gone in for Lorenzo Luca. This is all in the hopes that Vazquez does leave us for 3 million, and then we can use the 1.7 and the 1.3 million for both of these players to buy Esposito and Luca. I mean, let's get rid of these. Squad player, definitely. Right, he definitely wants them. Maybe that. What about that? Okay, that's fine. 20,000, let's get rid of that. Minimum fee release clause and rid of the wage as well. 22,000, will you be happy with that? 28, no, let's drop it down. 23.5. I love a bit of haggling on Football Manager. I think 25 is the most I want to go to here though. And we will go to 25 over 4 years. 25 over 4 years. Thank you very much, Esposito. Lovely doing business with you. He'll come straight in with Frendrup in the middle of the park. I mean, looking at our other centre midfielder options is Meligoni, who potentially now we can move on. He's at the end of his contract. If we compare the two of them, I mean, Esposito is better in every way, other than a little bit less technical and a little less aerial, but very good at defending, good physically, fast, good vision, very happy with him coming in. Obviously, we've got Frendrup here, Strootman, Neandez, Eric Sanchez potentially could move on as well now. However, he's a 3.5 to 4-star player, so maybe we'll keep him around. We've got quite a few options up the top end of the pitch as well. Ranier, he can play as an attacking midfielder as well. The 45,000 is such a steal for him. So Esposito hopefully will come in, and then Lorenzo Luca for 1.3 million. Star player, I don't think I can give you a star player. Got to get rid of that as well. Regular starter, there we go. They don't know what they're on about. 15,000 a week, happy with that as well. Let's get rid of you. I mean, 15,000 is probably the most we will go to for him, but no need. 13,500 there. Lovely, lovely stuff. I just hope that Vazquez will leave. What we'll do as well, we're going to offer him out. Again, he's already got the transfer offer of 3 million. Let's offer him out for 3.5 and see if anyone else comes in. He wants to go to Sassuolo. Now, we have got quite a few just trials coming in as well. Jerome Roussillon as a left back. Again, we are losing Haps, who's leaving us on trial as our backup. Pierluigi Golini, this is in case Josep Martinez does go. I hope he does go. We have offered him out. No nibbles just yet, but Golini coming in should be a very good backup to De Gea, and even in a couple of seasons, overtaking De Gea. Jan-Paul Van Heck, I had him in my Deportivo save last year. We got a scout report on him yet? We haven't, but we will scout the player. Well, there's no reason. We are going to get him in on trial. Very strong centre-back. Obviously, we are playing in Europe. 15 jumping, 14 strength, 15 heading, 17 tackling and 15 marking. Should be an absolute superstar for us. Taylor Harwood-Bellis and Brandon Williams as well. I'm not sure how English players do come in when it comes to non-EU players, obviously because English players are not in the European Union anymore. But they're the kind of the signings bringing in so far. As we can see, Jerome Roussillon is a 3-star player. That's fine. Golini, 3.5-star player. I mean, do we move De Gea on? Potentially. Well, I mean, Golini's very eccentric. But De Gea, no, we'll keep a hold of De Gea, but having both of these in Europe, very good indeed. Van Heck, 3.5-star player. Now, there's a couple of teams after him. I think Inter Milan and Napoli were both after him, so hopefully coming in on trial, we'll stop that. Even Harwood-Bellis as well, 4-star player coming in. Look at our coach report. Maybe Lovato and Papetti are potentially dropping down the pecking order. Brandon Williams coming in is probably going to be our first choice left back as well. And right back as well, it's showing here. So versatility, we'll have a look. But let's scout some more of the free agents, and I'll hopefully Vazquez does leave us. Now there's a couple more trials that have come in just to assess, both in the left back position. Ola Aina. Now this guy is left back and right back. He can play as a wing back on attack. You know, 12 tackling is not fantastic, but acceleration and pace is there, although the mentals, they are lacking slightly. And the other person as well is Leonardo Spinazzola. The mentals are a little bit better here, but still probably 2 attacking that we need. Complete wing back on support for Spinazzola, although physically I can see him dropping off a cliff at some point. Not physically, but you know what I mean. 31 years of age, where Aina is 27. Obviously we have Brandon Williams as well. He's 23 years of age. He's out of contract. 3.5-star player. He's probably the better to bring in, but it all depends on if he's a non-EU player, and he is going to be a non-EU player. That's a little unfortunate, especially with Harwood-Bellis as well. I mean, we'll drop it down, see if he'll accept a bid, maybe around about 15,000. 15.25. I mean, we can cancel this if we do want to. But Brandon Williams, I mean, it seems like a waste to bring him in where Harwood Bellis is here. But if we compare Harwood Bellis to Van Heck, would Van Heck even show in the comparisons because he's on trial? Let's have a look. He will indeed. I mean, there's not too much dissimilar here. Van Heck, yeah, he's a little bit slower, but I think he's a naturally better centre-back, with the exception of the mentalities here as well. But I do think both of them together may complement each other as well, although not the fastest, which is something to look at. But I think just looking at Aina and Spinazzola, I think Brandon Williams as a left back is the better left back. Although, can we compare him to Aaron? We can compare him to Aaron. And just looking at this, I think even Aaron's better at vision, better technically, mentally not as great, area not as great. Obviously, he's not as fast. It's a difficult one. I think if we can sell Aaron and potentially getting Brandon Williams or Spinazzola, that's something that we need to have a look at. Now, we have received a rival bid for Johan Felipe Vasquez. This one from Sassuolo. Now, it looks like the agent is saying that he would rather join Sassuolo. They've offered 2.5 million up front with 475,000 in the next 6 months, and then a 675,000 after one league appearance, with also 20% of next profit. So very happy with that one. We'll bring him. Hopefully, we'll bring him to Sassuolo ourselves. We need him to go in order to fund the transfers for Lorenzo Luca. He's another striker that we do require up the other end of the pitch, and also Salvatore Esposito. Fingers crossed, Vasquez chooses Sassuolo so we can get these deals done. Now, we have had a bid accepted for Diego Coppola. Very interested to bring this guy in. Obviously, I want to improve our back line as well. The transfer offer is 2.5 million up front with 775,000 after 50 appearances, and then is 620,000 over 10 appearances as well, which isn't fantastic. However, very interested in bringing Diego Coppola here. 6'4", 14 jumping reach, 14 tackling, 14 strength, 13 heading. He's only 20 years of age. I mean, potentially we could try and get him in on loan instead. His mentals are looking good, but a 4-star, potentially 5-star centre-back. Quite happy with that. Looking now at the contract. Okay, breakthrough prospect. He doesn't want a lot at all, does he? 5,000, you know what? Give me 5 years. Get rid of the wage rise. Get rid of that. And will you take in an extension by the club as well of 3 years if we give you like 6,500? No. Hasn't quite gone to plan with this one. Although we can get him down on a 6-year contract at 8,500 relegation release clause, which is fine. You know what? Don't want to push our luck too much. We're just going to accept that and move forward. Hopefully, you know what? We need to give an offer to Paul Van Heck as well, don't we? Yeah, a lot of changes going on here, but we'll have a look and see what Paul Van Heck wants. Important player, don't like that. Regular starter. We can 22,000. We'll drop that down straight away. I hate having a minimum fee release clause as well. This sell-on percentage, I mean 5% I don't mind, but let's see how that goes. So 4 years, you know what, I'll lock it in at 5%. I don't want any more than that. 19,000. Come on, give me 4 years. 3 years for now. Paul Van Heck wins this one, but I'm quite intrigued with the players that are coming in. I kind of want Pierluigi Gallina to come in. Now, Inter and Napoli are both interested in Josep Martinez, so we're going to offer him out again. It's valued at 7.8 million. We're going to value him out at 7.5 and see if we get any nibbles. More transfer news coming in. We've had an offer of 1.4 million accepted for Antonio Gallo. Now, he got relegated with Lecce this season, and he did play 38 games. Yeah, 6.6 isn't fantastic, but if we compare him to Aaron, who is looking increasingly to leave the club, Aaron, I mean, other than attacking, which we don't quite require, Antonino Gallo is younger and he's the better all-around defender. So let's see what we need to do for him. Hopefully, you know, 12 to 15,000 wages isn't too much to ask for. Squad player as well, which is good. You know what, get rid of that minimum fee release clause. 12.5. 17 is a no. I think 14 is probably the most I'll be willing to go with this one. And he's pushing for 17. You know, I'm just going to lock in 14 for him. Drop that down as well. I mean, appearance fee will drop this all down. Yearly wage rise. Hate having them in the club. I mean, this should be enough for him to accept the deal, I reckon. It's not. This could all go wrong. Let's give him a little bit more. And he's accepted 14.5. I mean, they are playing hardball, but I think Antonio Gallo, I'd be very, very impressed if we did get him into the club. He would be, why does he keep showing me a left midfield position for him? He'll be a fantastic left back for the club. So, Johan Felipe Vazquez has chosen to go to Sassuolo. He's turned down the Frisnone. Oh no. Oh, we're going to get 1 million from this deal. I thought we was going to get so much more. Caparola deal is in as well. 2.9 million. Oh, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. I thought we was going to get so much more for this deal here. I mean, how much is he on? 10,000 a week. Oh. Right. Capola, we have to delay you for now. Vazquez, we have to move you out of the club. I did not know there was a 50% sell on for that. That's not good at all. And he's valued in, yeah, not too much there, but right, this drastically changes what we do need to do, but a little bit of tinkering and hopefully we'll be fine. One out that has come in, Philip Jagiello. Yeah, 7,000 off the wage bill. 75,000 isn't a lot of money, but you know, it all helps towards the wage bill as well, which will allow us to manipulate kind of the finances as well. Now our committed spend is 31,000 over at the minute, and our transfer budget is 3.4 million, but we can kind of amend that up to 7 million if required, but we will be in a deficit of wages. Now finance wise, there's no wiggle room here at all. Our overall balance is 19 million, and I kind of want to improve the transfer, the training facilities as well, but yeah, finances, they are okay. We're on a tight budget at the minute. We're looking at the transfers in total. Potential cost of wages offered is 60,000. That's across ins and outs within the club. Total transfer cost is 3.3 million, rising to 5.5. Now we've got 3.43 million in the transfer budget remaining, so it is a little bit tight. Hopefully it all will come into fruition. But Mattia Aremu for 400,000, if you could just leave as soon as possible, that'd be very handy. Now Kelvin Yeboah is a player that I thought I was going to give a chance to this season, but I've now decided against it. So he's a decent Serie A player, you know, he's fairly consistent, possesses great pace, but other than that, I think 2 million for what we can do with the money, it seems to be kind of like a no-brainer here. So Lecce, you know what, I tried 2.2 with Frisnone, Lecce for 1.1 million. And he's pleased that Lecce have made the offer as well. So hopefully 1.9 million coming in will allow us to definitely complete the transfers that we have tried to kind of push forward so far. One that is taking a long time to bring through though is the Salvatore Esposito deal. I mean, we've offered the contract, it has been accepted. No idea what the hold-up is, but I'm really excited to get this guy into the club. We've offered Aaron out, our left back, and Torino have come in with such a measly offer of 1.2 million, with 1.2 million over 2 instalments. I mean, I at least want like 4 million for this guy. I mean, they're willing to negotiate. I mean, it's not going as well as I'd hoped. I mean, what are we getting up to? 3.9 million. I mean, if we can go 3 million, then I'll be happy to do a deal on there. Right, it is slowly going up. It's at 4.4 million now. Now, this guy, he seems fine, but compared to Canino, I mean, and he got a 6.83 last season. What if we just... No, that would be too much. Can I undo? Yeah. Past league appearances, what about just 1? So we get the money a little bit more up front. Then we try and get to 2 there. I mean, I can see this just being rejected outright. It has been rejected. Maybe drop it back down to there. just to see what they think. Maybe drop that down as well. 4.9 million. I'll be happy with that for Aaron. Mattia Aramu, he's going for 400,000. So thank you very much for that. Now Brandon Williams, unsure what to do with this guy. I mean, clearly a very good player, but he does take up a non-EU spot, which I'm not too pleased about compared to Aaron. I mean, Aaron is more technical and has better vision. Other than that, Brandon Williams is the better centre-back. Left-back even. But if we compare him to Canino, can we compare Brandon Williams to Canino? Antonino Gallo. God, I'm losing my mind here. If we compare him to Brandon Williams, now for the money that we are going to be spending on Antonino Gallo, I don't know. There's 10 pros and 1 con here. 7 pros and 4 cons for Brandon Williams. I mean, they're both the same height. Brandon Williams is right-footed, which means obviously he can play right back and left back. I mean, for me, Brandon Williams, yep, his mentals are a little bit better, a little bit faster, a little bit more attacking. But I don't know, Antonino Gallo seems to be, for me, the right choice to do. So we're just going to delay the Brandon Williams one, and we'll see what happens with the Aaron bid. Hopefully, Torino come back. Now I'm going to split this transfer special into 2 parts. I've already been recording for a few hours now. We've improved on the midfield. Gallo at left back I think is going to be a fantastic option for us as well. Can we get rid of Martinez? And maybe another player as well. Who knows? We need to increase our transfer budget. But if you like what you've seen so far, let me know down below. Hit the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you on Monday for the part 2. Goodbye.